Okay, I got some funny questions to ask you.
Now, don't be asking me no hard, funny questions now. Don't make it all hard and stuff, because I know how you like to do all these little brain teasers to try to throw me off my game and everything.
Get your mind going and everything. Okay.
Yeah. Let me sit up straight.
Okay. You just have to think. Okay. You don't even have to. Well, you don't have to think hard.
Okay.
All right.
Let me clear my throat.
The first one is, which is faster, hot or cold?
Hot.
Why?
Which one is faster?
Yeah.
It's hot.
Why?
Because the molecules, whenever something's hot, the molecules move faster. Not trying to get too scientific.
Okay.
When it's cold, everything moves slower.
You're right about hot.
Oh yeah.
But you can easily catch a cold.
I know, but when it's hot though, it's real good though.
Here you go with this damn voice. Okay, y'all.
When it's hot, it's good.
Wait, don't. Wait. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That was just a one line answer.
I know. I had my little hot green tea this morning, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. The voice changed. If you know, you know. Okay. Forwards, I am heavy. Backwards, I am not. What am I?
Hold on. What? See, that's what I'm saying. I can't think that. Like, my thinking just. Hold on. Say that again.
Forwards, I am heavy. Backwards, I am not. What am I?
I have no idea. I have no damn idea what that is.
The answer
Forwards?
is a ton.
I didn't even get that. Y'all, did y'all even get that? That's what that it went like this. Swoosh.
Get it? Okay.
Swoosh.
Forwards, I'm heavy. Backwards, I am not. N-O-T.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I already see with these questions. I gotta be on my game. Okay, come on.
What question can you never answer yes to?
When they ask you, did you commit that crime? Whenever they ask you that question, you say, I need my lawyer and I plead the fifth.
No, that's not it.
No, that's not it.
Are you asleep or dead?
Oh, okay. See, I had like one of them flashbacks from back in the day, and I was like, I need my lawyer. I will not confess. Oh, my bad.
What has teeth but cannot eat?
What has teeth but cannot eat? A comb.
Okay. See? You got one. You got it. Okay. What kind of dog never bites?
A dead dog. That's right, too?
No. A hot dog.
Oh, okay. It never bites.
Okay. What wears a cap but has no head?
It wouldn't be a condom.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What wears a cap but has no head? I want to know, what is that?
A bottle.
Oh, duh.
Okay. Last one.
Oh, these are good. I know people laughing. I know people laughing their ass off right now.
Okay. Some of these, y'all. Okay. Last one. Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7 is his older brother.
No.
And he don't want to challenge his older brother.
Because 7, 8, 9.
Damn it, look. Because 7, 8, 9. So that's the reason why 6 is afraid of 7.
Right.
That I never would have got that.
Okay.
But I have heard of that though. 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9.
I have heard of that.
Yeah. Okay. One more. Last one, I promise. Which table doesn't have legs?
Which table doesn't have legs? Yo, what table don't have no legs? Oh, man. You putting me on the spot with this one.
Okay. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
A vegetable table.
A vegetable table?
A veggie table. It's spelled vegetable, but it's like veggie table.
I'm thinking of something completely different. I never would have thought that. A vegetable table?
Yeah.
What is a vegetable table?
A veggie table.
Kind of like a vegetable tray, but it's like the whole table has
Of vegetables.
Okay. See, no, I wouldn't never.
But that's the same way you spell vegetable.
Is how?
Veggie. Table. Spell vegetable.
VEGE. Man, come on, man.
I'm sitting here like a vegetable. Like
VEGETABLE. No.
All right.
No, that's a good one though.
I knew I would get you with that.
Yeah, you really got to think with that. I was almost like that particular one right there was like so lame, but when you think about it for a
so
second,
funny, right?
Yeah, that's actually funny.
It kind of tickles. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and jump into this episode. You ready to get into this, babe?
I'm ready to get into it, man. We got a
Let's
lot of good things going. Let's go.
Tell me if you like it when I kiss on your lips. Guide you through the valley of an ocean. Make you breathe in slow motion. Read your mind and come explore the galaxy. Have a little taste of my gravy.
What's good, y'all? I'm your host, Asia.
And I'm your host, BJ. And this is Extra Script. What's up, everybody?
Welcome.
And how y'all feeling this week?
Yeah, y'all.
Come on now. Don't it feel like already January has already ran by us already?
I can't even believe it. It seems like time, the more time goes by, the faster it just goes. I don't know, maybe because we just grow older. Like, it seems like the older we get, the faster time is going.
Maybe the older you get, the less you keep up with time.
No.
Maybe as you're
I
younger.
be trying to soak the time in. What you
Really?
mean? Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it does feel like it goes by so fast.
Exactly. This is like the very first month of 2024 that's already over with.
It's pretty much done. Put a fork in it. It's over with.
Stick a fork in it. It's done.
Yeah.
And somebody brought that up too. They were like, as soon as New Year's gets here, before you know it, it's gonna be Valentine's Day.
Yep. So since we on like some of these little quirky things, I have a couple things that you've been doing wrong your whole life and you didn't even know it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be interested to know.
I'm only going to read a few because some of these I can't describe, but I will put the pictures up here for y'all to see it. So the first one, peeling bananas. How do you peel a banana?
I start at the very top.
Okay, wrong.
And I peel 1, peel 2, peel 3. I usually peel it like 4 times.
Most people peel their banana from the top part, which is wrong. The best way to peel a banana is from the bottom so you don't squeeze the fruit. In fact, monkeys apparently figured this out a long time ago. You're welcome.
You know what? The best way to learn that is pay attention to a monkey. We be sitting around watching like the Disney Channel. And
when we watch monkeys, they just eat the banana. Like they don't peel it. Getting Tic Tacs out of the container. Do you just pour them out?
I usually like open it and shake it and get one out.
Okay. That's not right either.
I shake it out like this into my mouth.
Yeah, no. Okay. There's actually something inside the lid of the Tic Tac container that will help you get just one piece out instead of half the box. Flip the box over, then turn it on its side and gently open it. The lid is specifically designed to hold one individual Tic Tac.
That's crazy. I used to feel like I was a Tic Tac expert. There was a point in time where I kept them on deck. And it came out. And it actually came out.
It's supposed to give you one Tic Tac. You're supposed to do it that way. So I'm going to put that picture up here if y'all been doing it the wrong way the entire time.
I've never known that. And I promise you, I literally used to be a Tic Tac advocate.
A cooking pot. You are supposed to use the hole in the pot handle to hold your spoon while cooking. Wow. Our moms never told us that.
So the spoon, you sit it on there?
You sit it in the little hole on the end of the... You know how some people hang their pots with the hole that's in the end of the pot?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that hole is to hold the spoon.
So you can put the spoon in there.
I don't know. I feel like that's like a throwback spoon. Because nowadays, I don't know...
Yeah.
Do they still put holes in the pot like that?
It depends on.
I know it's on an iron skillet.
It depends on, like the cast iron.
The cast iron has a hole on it.
It sure is.
Yeah.
I think it depends on maybe like the design of, the particular pot maker.
Chinese takeout. Chinese takeout containers are not the most convenient to eat out of because they are often deep and narrow. Believe it or not, these containers have a secret that will make eating much easier for you. Unfold the container and it turns into a plate. So the little container that like the rice comes in.
Oh, you completely undo it?
You can completely undo the whole thing and it will turn into a plate. The perfect grilled cheese sandwich. How do you think you make that? You just put it in some cheese and put it on the skillet and you cook that joker, right?
That's the way that I would do it. Like I spray like some of that non-stick, like the butter non-stick. Put the cheese in there, and then I just throw it in there, and I get the flip flopping.
This is okay. I'm gonna tell y'all. Turning your toaster sideways and inserting a slice of bread and a slice of cheese into each slot will help you make a fast, easy, no fuss grilled cheese sandwich. Just don't put too much cheese and take your time when pulling out the finished product. You don't want a gooey cheese to catch on any of the toaster parts.
No, I feel like that's just like a disaster waiting to happen. Because I've tried that before and it's never worked.
Well, it says you don't want your gooey cheese to catch on any of the toaster parts. It's a nightmare to clean up. Some of us learned this the hard way.
I feel like they're trying to set us up for disaster because I don't think that works.
I feel like that's like a ghetto way of making a dang on grilled
Hell
cheese
yeah,
sandwich.
because
what are you talking about?
Because think about when you try to slide the 2 pieces of bread with the cheese in the middle, it seems like it never goes in there right. When you put it in the toaster,
yeah,
and it just either drips to the bottom or it just messes up or it just starts smoking.
Well, if it's on the side, it wouldn't do that. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to try that.
It's not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
It just seems like when you close it up, the things always touch it though. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and see.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We've been doing it wrong apparently, but I'm not doing that. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna just go with the way I was doing it. I'm gonna stick with the wrong way.
It just feel like at the end of the day, you're gonna be having a whole lot of shit to clean up.
Right. And your toaster gonna be busted. Okay, smoking and everything. Yeah, don't try that at home.
Yeah, maybe our toaster was just cheap, but every time we would make toast or something like that, like it would just start burning.
Yeah, it was up too high.
And it was smoking.
You need to cut the numbers down. I'm just saying.
Hey, let's get into everything that happened this weekend with like football and everything.
Let's ready to rumble.
Because I was looking on Twitter earlier and
oh man.
And I saw
Shout
this
out
clip.
to the Detroit Lions.
Come on now. Let's raise the roof.
Yeah.
Let's raise the roof.
Yeah.
But I did see this clip that's trending on Twitter where some of the fans in the stadium were actually like smoking cigars because they were celebrating. Like you got to understand how big of a thing this is right now in Detroit.
I can only imagine how huge it is. I got goosebumps just even talking about that. That's phenomenal for them.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually really, really, really proud of like the Detroit Lions right now, and I feel for them. Man, I hope they make it all the way. I'm not gonna lie.
They go the entire way. And
whoever going for like the underdogs, like if you thought like whatever you thought, man,
if you thought, come on now.
I'm one that goes for the underdogs, and Detroit Lions have been kicking butt this year.
They've been kicking ass.
Hell yeah, they have.
All season long.
Yeah.
And out of all the teams in the entire NFL and playoff teams right now, I feel like they have like the best story right now going.
You think so?
Yes.
I think probably one that's definitely inspiring for a lot of people to actually watch. In terms of the NFL, absolutely, hands down.
They definitely having like a dream season. And then just to go back to Sunday, to the game on Sunday,
man,
you know, with them playing the Buccaneers, I sent out not a text, but I had posted on Facebook, before the game, and I said Baker Mayfield is good for at least 2 interceptions. And guess how many interceptions he threw in the game?
2?
He threw 2.
Look, I'd be like, shoot, however this is gonna work out, whatever y'all need to do, how we need to pull this team together right now for this event.
Yeah.
Like watching the fans like watching throughout the game, I'm like, I feel like I've never seen them so hyped before.
Yes.
Like, and I don't know if like last week they played last week too, didn't
Absolutely,
they?
Yep.
And Eminem was in the stadium.
Yes.
And it was so crazy because I was like, lose yourself in the music, the moment, whatever, however it go. And all of a sudden, it wasn't even like 5 or 10 minutes later, everybody is singing it in the stadium. I'm like, no freaking way, they're singing that.
You got to. And just
right now.
And just think about like the electricity in the room, the electricity in the stadium, how it just feels. I just feel like, with them making a lot of like front office changes as far as like the owner and like getting the right people in place, like the whole feel, the whole environment of what's going on with the Lions right now is completely different than what they've seen in these previous years.
Yeah.
It's like you have people that's like making posts and saying things like, man, I've been a Detroit Lions fan since the 70s, and I never, ever thought that they would get to this point. They literally say, like, I feel like I was going to die a Detroit Lions fan, never going to the playoffs or never seeing an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. And what
do you think changed, though? Like, what do you think has done it for the entire team to, like, turn that around? Because I feel like, obviously it's not just the players.
Right.
It's not just the coaches. Like, what...
But that's what I'm saying.
What has changed for them to kind of bring them into this limelight?
A lot of times it's more of how they say, like, changes start at the top. And I feel like what they did, as far as like changing things, as far as like ownership.
Yeah.
I don't know her name. Her name is Sheila, but she's like one of like the principal owners.
Yeah.
Of the team.
Yeah.
And I feel like starting there at the top as far as ownership, because if you've ever been like a Detroit Lions fan, when Barry Sanders was there, like ownership was completely different. The team was ran a completely different way. So now with different ownership, when you get different ownership, they bring in different coaches that they believe in.
Yeah.
And then when you bring in the right head coach, like Dan Campbell, and then he can bring in his people, like a great offensive coordinator and a phenomenal defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I just feel like now they got the recipe for longevity, not just for this year, but for like at least like the next 5 to 10 years, if they can kind of keep everything together.
Yeah. And whoever they got in place right now, like with everything that they have in terms of like who all has contributed to turning this team around, they do not need to move those people. Because I know the first thing they be trying to do when something happens is they start firing a whole bunch of people. Get rid of him, get rid of him, him.
And then when and then when they get very, very successful, then that's when some players and some coaches start getting moved, or they get promoted to other teams because of the success that they're having.
Yeah.
But I definitely got to tell you, hands down, like the best story right now in the NFL is the Detroit Lions. And then just going back to yesterday to see how they just really like galvanized and played together throughout the entire game. It's a lot of people that are like diehard NFL fans and they watch every football game. But when you watch the Detroit Lions now, they're like night and day than what they used to be.
Yeah.
And I'm super, super proud of like just what they doing right now. At the end of the game, nobody left the seats. Nobody left the stadium.
There was a lot of people still in there like after the game. Who do you think is going to the Super Bowl this year?
I'm just going to be bold with it. I'm going to say it's going to be Baltimore Ravens. Actually, it's going to be a rematch from early this year.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens versus the Detroit Lions.
Oh, dun, dun, dun. Okay.
I said it here.
Okay.
So y'all can go ahead. Hey, today is January the 24th. Hey, y'all can, write it down, take a picture of it. All right, and while we're on the subject of today being January the 24th, let's go ahead and get into some historical things that's happened today. Because if you don't know about your history, then you don't know where your future is going.
Well.
Okay, so January the 24th in 2004, launched in mid-2003, the 6-wheel robotic rover Opportunity landed on Mars this day, 2004, and like its twin rover Spirit, which had landed on January the 3rd, analyzed rocks and soil and relayed the pictures back to Earth.
I remember that. I
felt like that was a big thing.
I could not wait to watch that video. I was so excited to like see it and actually like watch the video. I thought it was just so cool that they were doing that. And then when you were able to see like how red the planet was and stuff, like I'm like, dang, they only got so many pictures because it takes however many minutes or whatever for the picture to get back to them.
To relay back.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, shit, this finna take forever. We gonna get like 2 pictures and that's it, because obviously this thing is not moving fast. It's not going... It's not gonna go anywhere fast the way that they were talking.
And I remember when it happened, and we were we were even reading like articles on it outside of the, what they talked about on the news.
Yeah.
And I was like, how remarkable is that they actually put something together to send it to Mars, but not just be able to send it to Mars, because, I know that they've sent things to like orbit around planets and take pictures and
but think about
gather information, but to be able to to launch something to land though.
Yeah. Think about like how old Can you imagine like launching something that you made all the way back in 2023 and it takes, or 2003, and it takes as long as it did to get there, and like by the time it gets there, it's like, sure, all these other technology factors done kicked into play now, but obviously you can't get it back. You can't make it do that because it wasn't programmed with that. But still, even to say that, like, that's a big, huge thing.
Just like they say.
It wasn't the first one, though.
A big, tall leap for mankind.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
And then also on this day, January the 24th, actually January 24th, 1965, at the age of 90, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Winston Churchill, passed away.
How old was he?
He was 90 years old.
I mean, at 90 years old, I just feel like you just need to live, okay? Like, you shouldn't be trying to rule nothing at 90.
But yeah, he was a prime minister. I feel like he's like one of the most talked about prime ministers in the UK.
Why?
Because of the things that he's done just for the UK particularly. Also, this day, January the 24th, 1941, Neil Diamond, an American singer and songwriter, was born.
Oh, we talked about him. We did like several songs. We had a lot quite often, actually.
We did. We had a lot I was requested from Neil Diamond too.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool as well.
Great artist.
All right. And then also, I actually remember this guy right here. Ted Bundy, who confessed to murdering 30 women, though that number believed to be much higher. He actually met his death date at the age of 42 today, January 24th, 1989.
I think, you should probably pick up a new profession. I mean, damn.
That's crazy, isn't it? I remember being
even bring yourself to do something like that 30 times?
You have to be a psycho. You remember we watched that movie American Psycho?
Yes.
That he would be like the definition of probably someone that's just like that.
Okay. You know? So you were completely talking to yourself and hyping yourself up for this whole situation.
For doing things like that.
Yeah, a nutcase.
And I remember being in criminal justice when I was in like the 11th or 12th grade. And we would like do a lot of like watching documentaries on all kind of like criminals. Yeah. And he was like one of the ones that we watched a documentary on. They actually made a movie about him. Yeah,
I know that they had something, and I would just be I'm gonna look this up after we get off of here, because now that you say that, like I remember they were doing some type of test or some sort on like the brain of a psycho killer, like a like somebody that does that kind of stuff. I don't know if I should say the word. I don't know, but they were doing like running all these tests, and I would just be curious to know like what it is that they find in like the brains or the minds of these types of people to figure out like what it is. Because I feel like almost like there's some loose screws, okay? Some fuses that got loose somewhere, like some power connectors that didn't really come together.
They could do like an actual like test and test somebody's brain to see like abnormalities.
Yeah, because
I'm sure he got a ton of abnormalities.
Yes, I would just want to know like what it is. What was unplugged? Because something didn't get put together when you were in the womb.
And this guy was weird because a lot of his victims, they had to be like it was based on like hair color, like age, how they look. Oh
my gosh.
Like crazy, like the way that he scoped out women was based on like hair color and how they looked. And
that's gross. What? I would never say like people like don't deserve to live, but like when you are just somebody that's that sick, I don't know what your real purpose is, because I don't know if you could ever find one. At that point, you just are way too far gone. You are way.
Completely.
There's no turning you back. There's no rehab for you. There's nothing to help you. There's nobody that can help.
Like, what the hell happened in your childhood that steered you in this direction?
He had to be just like, and then after us watching Dexter, I'm just like, I can only imagine.
Oh, Lord.
You just started killing birds first, okay? Like little rats and stuff.
It's very possible. You know.
That's usually how they say it starts. It's like the first tell signs is someone that starts killing animals at a very young age,
and because it already shows you like their lack of respect for life.
Yeah.
And then also January 24th, 1984, Steve Jobs introduced Apple's revolutionary computer, the Macintosh, 2 days after the groundbreaking commercial 1984 aired before a national TV audience and heralded the product's impending release.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it went back that far.
The Macintosh, yeah. I remember like a couple of my uncles like getting a Macintosh and playing video games on it and seeing this Apple on the computer and then knowing what it started from to what it is now. You know, this right here.
Yeah.
And all the other products that's sitting in your lap right now.
I can right. Because if they were expensive like they are now, like I know for sure we didn't have one of those. Like, I mean, I can only imagine.
Back in the day.
Yeah, like back then, however much it cost to get a computer then, like that was when they had AS400. Like what is it? AS400? I don't even know. Like, you know, when the little box would show up when you type and stuff, like that system. But that was on like Microsoft.
And you had to use all the F keys.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, I don't know. I can only imagine how much it cost to get a computer. Cause I remember when my mom had first brought one home for her and it was something that somebody had like a hand-me-down, down computer. And we was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh.
We got a computer.
And that was like 90 something. So at that point.
Yeah, so that was farther down the line. And I know it's a lot of people out here right now that's listening to us talk about this Macintosh that's saying, I remember 1984, 1985, I went and bought a Macintosh.
Really?
If y'all did, how much was it though?
Was it extreme? Like, was it substantially more expensive than like the regular computers as they are today? Because to me, Apple stuff it's expensive. Like
I'm sure back then
a Mac computer is like, I mean, you can get 3 regular computers at the store.
Yeah. And just think about 1984. Like 1984 to buy a computer, I'm pretty sure it wasn't affordable. You know?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm just curious to know, like, substantially, how much was it? Because if somebody were to say it was like $800, like obviously now to us today, $800, like they would never have them.
Yeah.
But I would just be curious because like a regular computer back then there's no way. There's no way.
Even in 1984, if something like this, a computer was like $200, that's out the ass expensive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I just want to know, how much did you pay for it if you did get one back then?
Macintosh back in 1984.
You were spoiled. Okay.
and then you also remember like back in the 80s or early 90s, like every household, like you know, like you would be blessed to have 2 computers in your house. Like everybody probably had like 1 computer in your house.
Sure.
If you had one.
Yeah.
But I can remember that like we only had 1 computer at a time.
I remember the typewriter. I literally remember the typewriter.
I remember my mom like typing on the typewriter, like putting together some type of like report.
Yeah.
And seeing her type and sliding it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Over
gosh.
and over and over again. Yep. I'll never forget it.
And then she had to like put the ink in there and like I don't even know what she did. I thought she was a damn typewriter technician the way she had to open it up. And
I know.
And then it was
definitely
crazy.
looked complicated.
Yeah. So we can never complain about all the technology and things that we have right now at the tip of our fingers.
I don't know. I feel like I can. And when we talk about like the technology, what's at the tip of our fingertips and stuff, especially when it comes to
this shit
education.
is so damn expensive and I can't even work it.
No, I'm talking about like the technology that they include in schools and stuff like that today. Like I wish that they did not have the technology that they did like they do today because kids are being so just like immersed in technology these days. Like it has taken away so much like of their brain power in general because of technology. Everything is done for you now. Like remember you used to have to remember phone numbers. Like
don't even get me started.
What phone number do you know today, even as a grown person?
You know what? I forgot where I went, but I went somewhere and they asked me my phone number and I literally had to sit there and think.
Right. You know, like that's what I'm saying.
Is it 0? Like I had to I literally had to like sit and think for like a hot second to make sure I was giving them my right phone number.
I had to do the same thing a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
and it's crazy because that you bringing that up about phone numbers, like I can still remember like certain people's phone numbers right now to this day.
Yeah, I remember my first phone number. I won't say it because it probably belonged to somebody today in DeSoto, Texas. But I won't put you out there like that. But I'm just saying, I do remember.
What is it? 810-314 Mike Jones. What's the phone number?
No. I'm just saying. But
yeah,
you know what? I'll stay that discussion for another day. We were just talking about this the other day, though, with the kids.
Exactly.
I'm like, where's the teaching come in now with classrooms? Y'all, okay, no, let's talk about this.
Yeah, I feel like they just don't value like just straight having to like write things down and
vocabulary, writing and retaining information, because they don't have to write anything. Like they don't even really hand the kids worksheets anymore.
No,
everything is so on a damn computer. It drives me nuts, y'all. I literally get so irritated with the computers because I'm like, everything that our kids do are done on a computer. There's no worksheets. There's no books. There's none of that. They don't bring books home. They don't bring worksheets home. They don't have it.
That's the part that blew my mind. Like when we learned that they were doing away with textbooks, I feel like now you're starting to see the effects of it now.
Yeah, especially when COVID started, I feel like that's when it went completely left. Like they were already on those laptops.
It was already going in that direction.
Yeah, but I wished that they did not implement that into like maybe a computer class. Maybe like how you remember we used to go to computer class and we played a little whatever game on the computer while you were in computer.
Or you do like a typing test.
And you got to learn how to type ASDF. But now it's like, where like even that, it's like, okay, obviously they know how to type. They can do that. They can type. Yeah. But in terms of like their education and the lack thereof because of the technology that does everything, like cursive writing. Mm-hmm. They don't learn cursive writing anymore. Whose kid knows how to write in cursive? When you take your kid to the driver's license office and they tell you to sign a signature and your kid stands there like, what do you mean? All I know how to do is write my name.
Right. Exactly.
There's a problem with that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like,
yeah. And I feel like, with them taking that away, it's like they don't sit down and they don't write anything. Just think about how school was for us. Like when we sat down and our teacher would pull out the big projector and we got to write every single thing on the projector, mm-hmm. or you're literally like taking notes, but you're writing everything from the book to the point that your hand hurts from writing notes.
Right.
And everybody know that in order to retain information, that's the fastest way to retain it.
That's a proven fact.
Writing it down.
Absolutely.
And, repeat and rinse, rinse and repeat.
Right. And you'd have to take the sheet home and study it at nighttime and come back and take the vocabulary test and write it out. The other part of that, too,
whatever the test was,
is like even now, like with phones, when you text somebody, it automatically corrects for you. So if you spell something, at least if you get close enough, it'll automatically fix it. Mm-hmm. So my thing is like, when they're sitting here doing all these writing tests, when you have to pass this little test, whatever the test is, and you got to write, they can't spell. They don't know how to write correctly because it does everything for you. It's telling you something's not right. You don't have your apostrophe where it's supposed to go. It puts it in there for you. Like that's the stuff I feel like it's taking away from their learning abilities.
Absolutely.
Like and it's crippling their education like to a whole nother degree, in my opinion.
Or better yet, is the only thing that they're trying to teach them to do is to pass a state exam.
Right.
To this point,
right.
And I feel like now it's put more of the onus, it's put more of it on the parent to be like, okay, well, if you're not learning this in school, I need to start making sure that you're learning it at home.
Yeah. Well, we felt like that when we were at home with them.
Yeah. It's just crazy the where they're going, and obviously, they're helping them learn skills as far as like learning how to work on a computer. But at the same time, they're taking away very, very crucial, skills, things that
essential.
Skills. Yeah, just essential skills that you need to know, especially like in grade school, going into middle school before you even get to high school.
Yeah. I wish schools like taught kids how to life. Like
just life, how to life,
banking, finances, credit card abuse, and how to maintain good credit, like what that means, like all the things that they know nothing about until they have the freedom when they turn 18, and all of a sudden they start getting all these offers in the mail, and it's like, sign up for this, get your first free credit card with 32% interest rate that's hidden in the text that they don't tell you about. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff, but like
Come on now, talk about it.
I'm just saying the terms of like schooling and education, like I feel like we're missing out on one now. At this point, they're missing out on all the detrimental things, like the essential elements of just basic learning, of educational learning, like even in terms of how they do math problems. Like so many things have changed. Like our kids, sometimes I feel like I can't even help my kids do math because it's not the way that we learned it, and I can't teach them that because they're not learning it the same way. And it's like, what the hell is the box and the square and the how about we do this the way that we were taught?
My good friend literally just put a post on Facebook the other day. He was trying to help his granddaughter. She's in the 2nd grade. And they're doing like math, addition, and things of that nature. And he's like, there's no way I can teach her how to do math and subtraction the way that they're trying to teach them, because they're not even teaching them how to carry and all of these things. And he was like, I'm going to teach her the old way.
The way, and then they're confused. They're even more confused because here you are trying to show them how to do the carrying and the use this number and this number and that number and that, like. And now it's like this box and square and put the number in here. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they're making it too complicated. Entirely
I have no idea like what I'm doing to show you how to do this problem. The only way I know how you can do this is the way I know how to do it. And then trying to show them that it's like they're learning. Like, how do you help them when you don't know how to help?
You know how you help them? If you as a parent know a particular method is a lot more simple and simplified, you know, as far as how we learned it, you know, and we even told our kids, it's like, okay, bump how they trying to show you how to do it. Do it this way.
Right.
And you're going to get to the same answer the same way.
The problem with that is then when they turn around and go back to school the next day and they go back to that class, the teacher's like, why are you doing this?
Why didn't you show your work this way?
Yeah, why are you not showing your work? And it's like, well, because my mom showed me this way. And then here they are taking off points because you're not showing work the way they want you to show in this stupid ass box that they got you making, whatever the box means.
Yeah, I just
you
feel,
know,
yeah, and I know a lot of parents out there, especially that's watching us right now, they're literally like screaming at the screen right now as we talk right now, saying like, damn it, at least somebody know exactly what I'm going through and how I feel, and pretty much is saying the exact same thing that I'm saying right now at this very moment.
I totally understand why people are like turning to homeschooling their kids and like why they're looking at other alternatives like private school. I don't know anything about private school. I'll be completely honest. I've never been in a private school, and
even
none
like
of our kids.
magnet schools and stuff too.
Yeah, but like I just at this point, like even if you try to take your kid out of public school who's been in public school and you try to put them in a better schooling system like a private school or a magnet school, they're gonna be so lost. Like you just threw them out in the middle of the ocean and told them to swim. Like they're not gonna have a clue, you know? Like, I don't know. And I don't know how prepared we are really having our children be for adult life, considering everything that they're learning or being taught to a textbook at school.
Even in high school, because, and again, I just feel like it should go back to just picking up a book and reading it and having to have the information in the book and learning that way. It just boggles my mind that, like you said, there's no worksheets. There's nothing that they can bring home to show, like, you know, kids used to have a folder that they could bring home and show you all their grades, show you everything that they've done, so you can see exactly what questions they got right, what they got wrong, and at this point, it's almost like you're in the dark. You don't even know what they're doing, what questions they got right, and what questions they got wrong. And I just need somebody to really like help us and let us know: are we going in the right direction, or are we going in the wrong direction? Because I just feel like a lot of things are being left out of the school system that should be there. Yeah,
I agree. I agree. But then they want to teach your kids about sex, you know? Just saying.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband to stop touching me? I already see where this is about.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Oh, shit. My husband and I have a 3-month-old, and I am in no way interested in having sex. Even the idea of it makes me want to throw up.
Dang.
I have had sex with my husband like 6 times since I gave birth, And I have started to hate him a little bit every time I give in because he just does not get it. He doesn't even ask me. He will just smack my ass and try to bend me over.
Okay, see, you bothering me already. All right, keep going.
And it's always right after I have gotten the baby to sleep at like 2 or 3 a.m. when I'm literally exhausted, or right after I've taken a shower. Mm-hmm. And since I only get maybe one interrupted shower a week, it literally infuriates me, and he won't leave me alone.
Wow.
After I've finally been able to shower and get clean.
Well, there you go. She mad. She get one uninterrupted shower a week. Who?
So she already pissed off.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, hell. All right. So like the last time we had sex, literally 3 nights ago, I told him he needs to back off until I initiate, because the more he pushes himself on me, the more I don't want to be near him.
Sounds about right.
That, and I've been having really vivid dreams about me being pregnant every single time we have sex.
Oh, no.
And it's sketching me out completely.
Oh, man. Did she have a bad birthing experience?
I don't know. She hadn't said, so I don't know.
Okay.
This is like right after having a child, 3 months.
Sheesh.
She said, so I told him that too, but either he's a moron or he just doesn't give a fuck about what I said, because I got the baby down for a nap at 11 today. And as I start to get up from the bed, he immediately comes in and says, so you gonna bend that ass over for me or what? Oh my
gosh. Why is he so like blunt with it though? Like,
So you gonna bend it over for me or what? And started smacking my ass. I said, no, I have shit to do, and walked past him. Well, he grabbed me and tried pulling me into him and said, that stuff can wait, and tried kissing my neck. So I told him to stop touching me. Well, he immediately looked wounded, apologized, and left the house. He sent a text after leaving saying, I'm so sorry, I just miss you. But he literally won't stop touching me. I have no interest in sex, haven't been horny once since giving birth.
Dang.
Not even one damn time. Wow. I've only given in because I feel like I can't say no because he pushes it. I literally lay there like a dead fish. Oh, so I'm not even pretending to enjoy it myself.
Wow.
And like, I don't understand why I even have to repeat myself. Am I the asshole? My girlfriend says I am, because prior to this, my husband and I had an extremely healthy sex life. We basically couldn't keep our hands off each other. So she said, I shouldn't expect him to keep his hands off me until further notice. But I really don't want him to touch me.
Dang.
That was pretty explosive.
Wow. I feel like
she has a lot of like misspelled words in here too.
There's some things like that I feel like might be a contributing factor to that. One is like when you have a baby, I know the baby's 3 months. That's like I can see early on, because you're constantly attached to the baby, especially if you breastfeed, and having a baby attached to you all the time, throwing up on you, spitting up on you. Like sometimes you feel like, I mean, granted, you try to take a shower, but like you don't want to leave the baby by themselves. Like she's probably been at home with the baby around the clock type of thing. And sometimes shit, you might even have to skip a day to take a shower, you know, just because you're so attached. And I mean, some might beg to differ.
You don't even want to leave the baby.
You literally don't even want to leave, like, because they might cry when you're in the shower. I mean, literally, you pull a bassinet and you put the baby in front of the shower while you're taking a shower. And the thought or the idea of someone wanting to hump you, it's just like, get away. Like, something's already.
You little
like,
horny frog.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's already that attachment. Like somebody is already that attached to you. Not Not because like, and it's not the baby's fault. Obviously, I think it's just like one of them things where it's like, fuck, give me some space for a second. Like, I just need a second.
And you think it's more of like maybe like a hormonal change too?
Probably, like, because everything is all out of whack. I mean, she could be going through like some issues.
Especially if she
like
breastfeeding too.
Yeah, like there are some things that happen after, you know, the postnatal where you having depression and you go through this whole phase of anxiety,
postpartum.
like all that, like all of that, because their hormones are so out of whack. Everything's just jacked up, right? Your body's trying to fix itself back, but the only thing I could think of is like, you know, more so than anything is just that attachment is like the 1 second or the moment that you have away from the baby is like, I just need to breathe.
And she said she's only had one interrupted shower. She's only had one uninterrupted shower.
Right, exactly. So it's just like the moment I get a second, it's like I'm constantly giving this baby my attention, my affection, my love, my every damn waking moment, basically. And
They're
every
attached
time
to you 24/7.
Yeah, when you cry, I'm awake, because especially if you're the breastfeeder. You don't get to skip that. You know, the daddy can't do that part of it. So yeah, they might wake up and that support you while you're awake, but you're the one doing everything at the end of the day.
Wow.
I mean, but I think it's just more so like what
she's like, don't touch me, and I feel like a lot of it.
Can you blame her though? Like,
I feel like a lot of it is how he's going about. You know, I don't feel like, even like reading it, I feel like he's not even being like sensitive to like what she's going through right now, because he's so kind of sex driven.
I was getting there, yeah, okay. And that's another thing too. Yeah, he probably is, and he obviously doesn't see her any different. If anything, he probably got more turned on by the fact that, you know, she was pregnant. Some men think their wives being pregnant are the most beautiful thing in life. Like they feel like they're looking at the most beautiful thing. Like there's nothing better than that. So obviously now pregnant she's had the baby. Is great. That too. I bet y'all think that, you know, but at the same time, like, I just feel like that attachment right now, like it's just really, really early for her. And maybe she hasn't gotten over just the whole attachment part of it, to where it's like when you come to me and be like, bend that thing over, I would be like, oh, like.
So it's probably more of a turnoff right now.
Right now, like it's just not like her body, her mind, like they're not in sync with each other right now. She might be mentally in a completely different headspace in terms of like sex, like. That's probably not something she wants to do. And not only that, even when you get cleared to have sex, like you don't completely feel all the way comfortable to just jump back into it like right afterwards, especially like women who tear, women who rip during pregnancy, like they got stitches. Like there's a lot of things that fall into play with that. And then you just got this man that's just ready to stick you. And that ain't what that is. Like you just, because it's not comfortable. It borderline hurts, you know, like you can't really be satisfied or enjoy it fully because your body's still internally
in the healing process too.
Yeah, so it's like 6 weeks. That's what they tell you, but I don't.
Yeah, like, I even feel like 6 weeks is not even long enough, because even like you said, just going through like the whole psychological change of having a child. And then, like you said, you having a husband that's not really being sensitive, and
I think that's probably more it than anything. Like I don't think
he's just been too rambunctious.
Absolutely,
and just like, he's trying to get back to the old ways of how we used to kind of kick it and hang out. And it's like everything's a little different now.
Pump the brakes just for right now. Like calm down, okay?
Yeah. So I don't feel like she's really been an asshole. I don't feel like she's been an asshole.
No, but
by her approach right now.
I do think like maybe she said too, like maybe she has to be more communicative with him in terms of like how she's feeling, like exactly, and be very specific, because
that's important. Yeah.
Sometimes you can't just assume that just because you feel a certain type of way or that you're acting a certain type of way that they understand what it is that you're feeling to know that that's not what you specifically want. And I feel like if the approach was different and maybe, like you said, he'd be more sensitive to it. Like, you got to relax until she's ready. You just can't be a horn bug like that, because it's going to just continue to turn you off. And it can be gross, because you like, fuck, If somebody's attached to you that much, like just think about somebody riding on your back all day long, and then the one time you get a chance to drop them off to take a shower,
somebody else is like literally wanting to jump back on your back again.
Right. And you like, God damn it, like I just did this. You know what I mean? So it's just a fact where it's like, if you were to ask them, I know you've been carrying him on your back all day long, but if you have a moment, you know, can we just get some cuddle time, or can I rub your back, or can I rub your feet for you? Like maybe something like that might ease her back into how she was feeling before. But like right now, I just feel like he just ready to.
His mind, he has like a one-track mind right now.
Just jump on it and go.
And another thing that probably would help, you know, we're finna get into BJ's tips right now. BJ's tips, you know, after pregnancy tips. but one thing that will really, really help him and help their situation right now is ease off of the sex.
Yeah.
You know, just ease off of the sex right now. And more than anything, like give her time to kind of like want you.
Yeah.
You know, for her to come around.
That more than anything.
You know, and make yourself useful. like there's nipples that got to be cleaned. There's bottles that got to be washed.
Yeah, that right there is an attractive factor. Okay, he wants to change the diapers. He want to go in there,
change some diapers,
hold the baby while the baby cries. Like you want to help me while I take a nap or something. Like like now that your life has changed, like now you got to start adapting, and you got to kind of, I guess metamorphosize. Yeah, because some women
into you know a different supportive partner.
Think about like how women are like some women have a crazed attachment to their kid when they're like to the point, you know, they want to put them in the bed
and
they want to sleep in the bed with them, and then before you know it, the kid's like 8 or 7. No, probably not that big, but you know, 3, 4, 5 years old, and it's like, fuck, they don't even want to sleep in their own bed because all they know is to sleep in the bed with you, and you allow it, you know. But the husband is like, well, shit, I can't even get no time with you, you know. But that's just because the attachment is like, and the mom will still be like, I don't care, like that's my baby, you know. That's just that's just what it is.
And I feel like every like woman, every parent kind of comes to that crossroad too, as far as like, when should we start letting the baby sleep in his own bed? Yeah. Because you know, it goes from like the baby, especially like for us, it went from, you know, our daughter like literally like sleeping under you to going into a bassinet next to the bed, and then finally like transitioning to
a crib, like
an actual room.
Yeah.
And having her own crib and everything too.
Yeah.
And I would be so nervous too. And you'd be like, she's fine. Like when she would be like laying next to you, and I would just be like, she's like right under.
All right, no, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that, y'all. Like, no.
It would be like when you would be awake, but I would just be like, you know, I guess
I would never fall asleep with her. Like,
well, not falling asleep, but I'm just saying the fact that she always wanted to be under you,
right?
You know,
yeah,
and like just that mother-daughter skin contact,
yeah,
you know,
that part.
And I was like, dang, I can't get no skin to skin contact.
You need to move. You need to move. Give me some space. I need air.
She lay up under you. I'm like, can I lay up under you a little bit too?
So that's all that this is, really. I don't feel like she's been an asshole, but I do think she needs to communicate better. Like ultimately, I think
because she's kind of you can tell that he's getting on her last damn nerve.
He's definitely getting on her nerves. Yeah.
So just like you said, it's probably a better way that she can kind of communicate. So maybe, maybe that light bulb can go off in his head to be like, okay, I'm going about this the wrong damn way.
Yeah, thinking that I'm just gonna jump back into this, and it's not.
But you made a good point. Like, damn, rub her feet.
Yeah.
Rub her back a little bit or something.
Right.
Go wash
rub
the
her some
dishes.
bath water.
Yeah.
You know, like help, because even though like most people and some people might beg to differ, like having a baby because they sleep so much, like at the very beginning stages, they sleep a lot. Mm-hmm. You still feel restless because obviously you have to watch them. You got to make sure that they're okay. Like they're not choking, like they can breathe. They're not hot. They have covered, like they aren't whatever, you know what I mean? So it's still like your attention is constant, you know,
and your attention is on the baby. It's like your attention is not on anything else that's going on right now.
You'd be nervous to walk off to take a shower because you don't want to take your eyes off of them, you know?
And I feel like even with us, that was like one of the things that I could like help out more is like okay, you need to take a shower. Let me just hold the baby. Or in the middle of the night when the baby starts crying, you got to change the diaper. Like, you be the one to get up to change the diaper and let her sleep a little bit longer. And I feel like your wife, your girlfriend, whoever she is going to appreciate that a whole lot more.
Exactly.
And at some point, that's going to turn into a turn on. And she's going to be like, babe,
oh, come over
you
here.
did them dishes and you rubbed on my feet.
You cooked us dinner tonight.
My back was hurting and everything, and you rubbed on my back.
Yeah.
Come on over here. It's yeah. You deserve.
I got
you
something
deserve
for
something.
Come on over here. Yeah, that's it. That's my answer.
Yeah, but she definitely not the asshole. And I'm a guy coming from a man's perspective, and you know, men and women, we all need needs. We all need that sexual attention. But even in this situation, she's definitely not been an asshole. I feel like he's been an asshole, and he's being very, very insensitive right now. And you got to be sensitive to your woman, especially after she had a baby, man.
Yeah, 3 months. It seems like a long time, but no, it's really not. Should you live with a partner before marriage?
Now, I know we got a lot of Christians out there, and a lot of Christians that I know a lot of us like to mingle.
Right.
But me, just personally, just even from our experience and from other people's experiences, you know, around us, I would say it's behoove you to at least live together before you actually get married. You
Why?
know? I don't know. I just feel like you would want to like really get to know them on a personal level beyond y'all living in two different places. I feel like you're not going to know how much you love a person. You're not going to know how much of a connection you have with a person or how much you can stand of that person until you live with them, until you're able to go to bed looking at them, wake up looking at them. Like the whole dynamic of y'all relationship kind of changes when y'all move in together.
Oh.
And I just feel like to know if that person is the person for you, I just feel like y'all should live with each other unless, you know, y'all live apart and y'all just know everything about each other and y'all went down this list from A to Z about how we live in it, like how you live on your own and how I live on my own, and, you know, things that I like, things that I don't like, as far as like just simple things like socks on the floor or underwear here, or when to do laundry, or I don't like watching the TV before I go to bed. Don't leave the TV on while you go to, you know, it's just so many ins and outs that I just feel like.
But if you love them, you gonna fold to all of that.
You gonna adapt to it.
Yeah.
It's like that's gonna be hard.
I mean, I feel like even if you lived in two different places, like if he had his apartment, you got your apartment, and then y'all get married, and then y'all move in together, it's like, you know, if by then, I mean, maybe you done spent the night once or twice before, you've been over to his house enough to know his living habits to some extent. Maybe, you know, he probably clean up before you hurry up and get over there.
That's
though. Put his drawers up off the floor.
That's what I'm saying.
Socks, dirty socks.
Throw the dishes in the
that were on
dishwasher
the couch.
real fast.
He took them up real quick, so you didn't have to see.
But that's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna be doing none of that when y'all living together. She gonna be like, damn.
Right, but
you ain't did dishes in 2 days, bruh.
So, I mean, some people might be like, look, now, all you religious people are like, but even they might still be like, no, I had to figure it out before I even took that leap and did that. I wouldn't have never moved in with, or not moved in with somebody.
When is it okay though? Like, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Is it okay to be married before y'all move in together, or what it is? My mind just can't get around of like. You
mean be together before you get married?
Yeah, like being together before you get married,
or
like
move in together.
Actually living with each other before you get married, and I don't know. It's just I just feel like you gonna learn so much about a person once you actually like living with them. I just feel like you're gonna know a lot. You know, y'all could have dated for 3, 4, 5 years, and y'all live in two separate places, but still you're not gonna know what it feels like
until you actually do it.
Knowing that I got to get up, you know, get up and look at you every day, and get up in the morning, look at you, and you know, your morning breath is
half
like
my bed space is missing. You pull my covers at nighttime. Okay,
why you don't want to kiss me when you first wake up? I'm like, can you just brush your teeth first? Like, damn. Can you Listerine it a little bit?
Okay, I don't know. Okay,
but just like you said too, like as far as like dishes and just how you go about your everyday. I just feel like I just know you're not gonna know everything about that person until you can just like live with them 24/7.
Okay, let's read the confession, y'all. Okay, here we go. I want to divorce my newlywed spouse because her kids moved in with us.
He said newlywed spouse because the kids.
Newlywed spouse, yeah, because the kids moved in with us.
Okay,
there has to be more to that.
He sound like
surely it's not because of that.
He sound like he don't have no kids.
Okay, here we go. I go by the name Rich. I've been watching you guys for some time now, and I happened to stumble across your podcast channel. Can't believe I'm just now finding it. Anyway, I was dating my now wife, Evelyn, a total of 10 months before we got married this past October. At just 6 months of dating, I thought, or at least I felt, that she was the one. I made her my fiance. I literally loved and adored everything about her. She has 2 kids that are, well, pretty good to okay most of the time. That's how he described the kids.
Shit. Oh, he sound like he ain't too enthused about these damn kids.
Okay,
there might be some baby's kids.
Both are straight A students, very smart in school, and they overall seem like nice kids until they weren't. Their ages are 8 and 13, both boys. Aiden is 8 and Luke is 13. I've been around them here and there for a while, and while my wife and her ex-husband share 50-50 custody, in the past, I usually would mostly be around or at Evelyn's house when the kids were at their father's house. I never minded it because, well, I always got the most of quality time when the kids weren't around. Prior to us getting married, we lived separately until after our wedding day, and there was only twice where the 4 of us went out of town and I would only be around them around the clock, but never longer than 2 days at a time. Immediately after being around them, the one thing that stood out in my mind when I was around is Evelyn's gentle parenting skills. She's the mom, right? You know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Non-existent.
She's the mom that doesn't discipline the kids. They say a lot of disrespectful things that could never fly over with the type of parents I had, or for any parent that demands respect. Now, here's my problem. A little over 2 months ago, the kid's father got a promotion at work, and fortunately for us, we would now get 5 to 6 days a week with the kids instead of 3 to 4 every other week. Of course, Evelyn was excited that we would get more time with the boys. He put in caps, actually. We would get more time with the boys. And of course, I agreed and I supported the transition. The first big small issue was that I would be the one at home with them due to Evelyn's schedule. I work from home, which now consisted of me being home with the kids from the time they got home from school until Evelyn comes home around 7:30, sometimes later.
Okay.
Now, fast forward to about a month and a half ago, Luke, the oldest, decided he wanted to go with a friend to a game at school. I was the only one at home at the time, and though I wouldn't have minded that he'd go had he asked, he decided he wasn't going to ask me or his mother. He told us both he was going to a friend's house, but neglected to tell me or his mom that he was going to a game at school.
Uh-oh.
Of course, my wife's method of discipline consisted of basically a sit down and safety discussion, not knowing his whereabouts, but nothing else was said or done about it. I insisted she did more, but she almost scolded me for pushing her to do so. About a month ago, the youngest son, Aiden, somehow managed to steal a $20 bill from my wallet. I brought it up to Evelyn that I had a feeling Aiden had taken it because he'd seen it in my wallet on the counter earlier that evening, but she completely blew me off, pretty much ignoring me. I searched the kids' rooms because I just had a gut feeling and found nothing. I felt bad for even telling Evelyn Aiden had taken it, but a week went by and then it hit me. I asked Evelyn to log into their lunch account, and clear as day, $20 had been deposited to Aiden's lunch account.
There we go.
Damn. Wow. So this kid just took the money and took it to school and put the shoe. That's ice cream money.
Okay, that's ice cream chip money.
Free.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh, man. He probably had a field day that day.
Right.
Got everything.
He said, okay, and put in the agent's lunch account. The kid is 8. I couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. Evelyn claimed neither of them had ever stolen from her before, so she downplayed it like it wasn't really a big deal. My response was different. I'm not hurting for that $20, but it's the principle of my point.
Right.
Before the kid got home, I took out Aiden's game stations, all his games, his computer, and a few of his favorite things. And when I tell you this kid almost had a panic attack when he saw his room had been rummaged, he acted as if he couldn't even function. He couldn't wait to run under his mom when she got home to tell her what I had done.
Oh, run to the mom.
Yeah.
That's almost like typical for a child.
To hurry up and go tell
the mom.
Yeah, boy. Okay.
Lack of respect for him.
Mm-hmm. It didn't end there. When he got to his dad's house that weekend, that's really when shit hit the fan. Their father came over to our house the first chance he got and wanted to have a man discussion about disciplining his kids. It didn't get physical, but it certainly felt like it could have. Needless to say, Evelyn never interfered to even try to come to my defense. She never tried to calm the situation, and she acted as if the dad getting mad and fleeing to our house for a confrontation should have been his reaction. Now, there are a couple things and even signs I noticed before these 2 incidents took place, but now after this, I kind of feel checked out from this whole relationship. I have no biological children, and honestly, I've never really thought about wanting my own. I do know I was open to accepting any situation, but not at the expense of dealing with kids that can't be disciplined when they do wrong, and most of all, trustworthy. Overall, I understand what I'm dealing with, and I sort of knew what I was signing up for, but I wasn't expecting to deal with these reoccurring events because it does seem to keep happening. Please tell me your thoughts. Am I doing something wrong by trying to do my part as being a responsible parent by disciplining the children? I feel strongly that dealing with these kids might be more than I thought to deal with. I'm almost checked out and I'm thinking of wanting a divorce. I'm really tired of dealing with these children. Thanks for any insight you all might have. Signed, Anonymous.
Yeah, he thinking about divorce and everything already?
Yeah, he ready to throw in the towel. Forget all of this.
Now, these kids, they sound kind of bad, but I don't know if they as bad as Bebe's kids. Now.
Well, they smart kids, he said. So they know what they doing.
Yeah, they know what they doing. But one thing that he was saying is that he thought that he knew what he was getting into. And the thing about it is, whenever you get into this type of relationship where you don't have any kids, but she does, you never know what you're really getting into until you actually get into it. So let's just get that out the way.
Well,
let's just get that out the way first and foremost.
I don't think you spent enough time with the kids to know who they were. Like, he said when he would go over there before, like there wasn't a lot of encounters with them, but you knew of them. You knew of their existence. You spent really it sounds like not enough time with them to really get to know the type of children or really even their father to know what kind of kids you were going to be dealing with. If you've only been around them for 2 days at a time, like around the clock, like twice, that's 4
nothing.
days.
That's nothing.
Out of the whole time y'all been together, I don't know, like maybe, obviously he's probably seen them here and there, like he said, like he'd go over there and they'd go to dinner or maybe they had a sitter or like they were spending time together. So he was seeing them. He just wasn't really having to spend time with them.
Yeah,
you know?
And I feel like that's like one of the major things, especially like taking on that father role to some children that's not yours, is definitely like spending that quality time so that they can get to know you, you can get to know them, and more than anything, they can like learn to respect you. And more than anything, like listen to you. It's like you got to build a rapport. You know, you're already trying to build this relationship with a woman. you're trying to make sure that y'all got a stable relationship, that y'all are like, solid as a rock.
Yeah.
But you're not taking the time with the kids to even like know them, to make it feel like y'all are already like a unit. Exactly, a unit. And to me, everything that he's describing, it sounded more of like him and her are very, very heavy in the relationship and spending most of the time together. And it's almost like the kids are like, to him, almost like a second option, or, they're like the third wheel, I guess you can say, in the relationship. And, I feel like you got to really, really be able to incorporate the children in the relationship so that you know how y'all family dynamic is going to be.
Yeah. Are you more upset that now you have to spend more time with them? Like you're having to spend a lot of time with them because now, if it was only 3 to 4 days before, now it's 5 to 6, like every week pretty much. And they're going over to their dad's house for the weekend. It sounds like you're having to spend a lot of time with them. Like
a lot of time that you weren't doing before. Right.
And really, like, I just feel like reality kind of sunk in and it really hit you like after because October, November, December, January. So technically, it's only been 3 months since you really had to, like, you just moved into this. So now you really having to be around a lot.
You're starting to really feel it now.
Right. It went from 3 to 4 days to 5 to 6 days. And now, like, you having to deal with real kid life situations. Like, kids do stuff. They going to be trying to push it and try it, especially when they're not being completely disciplined by the person that, like, their primary caretaker.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like soon as he tried to do something about it, then this little boy wanted to go and tell this little boy. Then he wanted to go and tell his mama what he did. And she didn't even defend him. Yeah. Like, I feel like, if somebody did that to me, I would be like, well, forget you then. I ain't finna do nothing. Let him go. Like, let him steal your money and see how, and like you said, I'm not hurting for the $20, but it's the principle. Like, why wouldn't you try to say nothing to him or do anything about that? There's a possibility that your ideology behind, like, becoming a family with her and y'all discussing this, like how some people live in like this, I mean, I hate to say, but like some type of fantasy of like what it's going to be like. Take, for instance, like if you have somebody that per se could probably be very young, okay? Yeah. And they get together and they move in together and they have a baby. And then before you know it, boom, they broke up. And it's like, you thought that this was going to be like, oh, we're going to live together and everything is going to be great. And we're going to have a family and we're going to live happily ever after. And we're going to be the best parents ever. And then when you get together and it turns out to be nothing like you thought it was going to be. Because that's what you thought was going to happen. Yeah, like, but it sounded good when y'all were talking about it.
When life slapped you in the face, though.
Exactly. And I feel like that's a little piece of what has happened in this situation, being that both of y'all were so independent. The only time you spent with her was with her primarily and not enough with the kids. Maybe you came over to eat dinner and she cooked dinner and y'all were all sitting at the kitchen table together. And then shortly after the kids went to bed and then here y'all are spending time the evening together and then you go home, you know?
Because he's not even having to deal with like the everyday ins and outs of having children, of having to get up, take them here, take them there,
pick them up.
If there is some type of discipline that you got to do to the kids, like how are you going to handle that? And it's almost like a slap in the face when you already have like a preconceived notion of what you think is going to be, and then what the actual reality of this whole situation is. So I don't even think that he needs to be looking for a divorce right now.
Either.
What you need to be doing is like trying to get some type of understanding, especially with the kid's father,
right?
With the kid's father, you really got to sit down with them, with him, and get some kind of understanding too,
right?
Just regarding like because you do have to respect how he wants his children raised too, because you're new coming into the picture.
But surely they're not growing up and nobody's telling them to stop being bad. To stop being bad kids. Like, so the daddy's somebody's doing something somewhere.
Yeah.
Or these kids would be out of control.
Yeah. I just feel like when mommy gets a new partner, after her and dad breaks up, it's just, the dynamic is just different, because one is like, they're living with their mother, and then they're living with the father part, half of the time. And then you have another man that comes into the picture. it's almost confusing to the children who you should listen to. And I feel like, and I know for sure that's where that work comes in, where he has to be around the kids and actually gain the children's respect.
Right.
And really create that relationship where now, me and the kids have a relationship where they can listen to me and they can trust me. And when I say something, they can do it. Almost
like they haven't seen enough of you to really know who you are or what your purpose, like, why are you here type of thing. Like they haven't seen enough. And I hate to say it like
almost
that.
Like too much, too fast.
Right. You have to show them like let me give you an example. It was like once my mom and dad actually got a divorce, it was like my stepmom was here the next day. Like, and we were literally like, what the fuck?
What the hell? Who is she?
Like, why does she keep showing up?
Right.
You know what I mean? And now, granted, we were older because at this point I was, I was 10 and my sister was 13 or 14, or so, and both of us was like, why does she keep showing? Like, and now this female want to keep telling us what to do and make up our beds and the hell with that.
Yeah. And I'm almost trying to create something for y'all that y'all wasn't even privy to before she got into the picture. And it's just too much too fast.
It was too much and it was too fast. And the introduction was like, here, she's your stepmom. Be nice and respect her. And both of us were like,
and it's like, how can I do that? I don't even know her. This not my mama.
Right. Right. So
this is not my mama.
From a kid's standpoint, I feel like that might be the case here. And it's not that they are like the way that you are making them out to be per se. Like, granted, they did what they did, but like the boy probably didn't tell you nothing because he was like, I'll tell my dad that I'm going to the game. I'm going to tell my mom, instead of saying
you haven't even
I don't have no reason to tell you nothing.
You haven't even earned that right. If he can't discipline them, this is just, it's not going to go anywhere, and it's just going to build up more frustration in him because now it feels like he's on the outside looking in,
right,
with the kids,
right,
and the kids is probably like the biggest factor in this whole situation. So before you give up, like you really got to reach out and really talk to the kid's father. Talk to your now wife.
I definitely don't think that you've given it enough time, and definitely
3 months,
not enough effort in terms of like trying to understand and get to know these children. But also you have to think about from their standpoint, like, don't just hurry up and look for an out or try to run because it gets difficult. Like in the relationship, in a marriage, like it gets difficult. It gets tough. It gets hard. It gets frustrating. Like you haven't even begun to see all the bumps in the road at this point to just try to make such a decision like that. And then think about them as well. Like you coming in and out is not what they need either. So you have now in terms of you being in a marriage and in this relationship as a unit, like you have to think for them also and not just about yourself in this situation, and just don't be in a hurry to look for an out just because you can.
Yeah, because
it's
just not going
because
the way that you
enough.
Ideally would think that it would be going at this point now.
That's not enough. And it definitely hasn't been enough time. I feel like you haven't given them enough time and effort and really had a chance yet. And if all else fails, like go to therapy. Like y'all all can sit down and really talk through this and try to work through all the issues that are on the table here, because aside from that, I just don't think you're looking for a way to resolve it. Instead, you're looking for an out, and more than anything, like the kids obviously are like probably starting to make you a little nervous, which I feel like I could understand, especially if you don't have any of your own, or if you've never had the will or wanting to have your own kids, and now you've kind of stepped into a position where you're trying to do the right thing, or you feel like you've done something right and you don't have the support. But I feel like you have to talk through all of this and really come to some type of agreement and understanding so that everybody's on the same page, even with the kids. If that means all 5 of y'all sit down together and talk through this, because they might not, for them, it might be something that they're trying to accept and understand, and for them it might be a lot. Like I feel like it's a lot if it's something that just comes out. It's a lot
for like a lifestyle change for all of you, especially like for children too. And I feel like you got to be more sensitive to the children too, with them coming into a brand new situation, and you trying to be a father figure to them as well.
Yeah,
it just takes time, and just like you said, this is just a bump in the road. This isn't a brick wall. I feel like your relationship has to go through this in order to get to the other side. To get that real breakthrough.
Exactly.
And I feel like this is just the beginning. And all it takes is just communication. Communication rules the nation. And through this, you guys can definitely get through it.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of...
This is just a hurdle.
Yeah, it's just a hurdle. And it takes a lot of conversations. It takes a lot of like giving. It takes a lot of taking. It's like a give and take.
Right.
Exactly. And I feel like they'll get there. They'll get there. You just got to be real patient.
Right.
And,
give it more time. That is my answer and our response for that. We can kind of keep rapping with that, but I hope everything does pan out to work out for you guys. And I definitely think
I feel like it is. I feel like they got a good foundation. It's just some things they got to work out.
If y'all enjoyed this, I hope y'all did. Hopefully y'all got something out of this as well. But this was actually really good. Thorough. I know this episode might be a little long, but shoot, if y'all made it to the end, go ahead and put like some heart to something in the chat and let us know y'all made it here. So, and if y'all enjoyed it, give us a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell so you don't miss any videos from Asia and BJ. If y'all are on our streaming platforms and y'all are listening to us over there, be sure y'all hit that auto download button.
Yes.
Share this video, share the podcast with a friend of a friend, and let them know about Asia and BJ. And shoot, hug your babies, kiss your loved ones, pet your dogs, y'all. I love y'all so much for everything y'all do for us. We could not be any of what we are without any one of y'all. And for that, we are both truly thankful. If ain't nobody else told you today, I love you. And we're going to see y'all in the next episode, y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all take it easy.
Bye.
And we're going to see y'all on the next episode.
Yeah.
Peace and love.